Well, looks like we're live. Uh, yeah, we're going to finish up the pilot painting today. Hopefully, you guys can all hear me. I want to give you a little rundown of what I got here. I went to Walmart. I think you guys are missing the boat. I think Walmart is getting out of the painting business. At least the Walmarts around here. They're selling these apple blossom acrylics for 50 cents a piece. Now you can buy these on Amazon for $8.95. So I went and bought, I had 4 of them, but I went and bought all these colors today. So here we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 colors. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $9.50 for all these colors. And all these colors here, I won't finish these in a lifetime. I won't use them all in a lifetime. You don't use that much for pilot painting, but you do need different colors. So here's our pilot where we left off last night or yesterday. And he looks okay, but we're going to spruce him up a little bit. We're going to do his eyes. Now, eyes are kind of difficult to make look realistic. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out the black. Now you say, well, why are you going to use black? Well, you got to have the eyes pointed in the right direction. I might use a pencil, come to think of it. Let's see here. If I had a pencil, I have a pen. I don't think a pen will write on it, but here we go. We have a Sharpie. So things about the face are kind of unique. So you want the eyes to be pointed in the same direction. You don't want one on the inside. You don't want them cross-eyed, and you don't want them looking, out to the sides like that. So we're gonna put a dot here where his pupil is gonna be. And a dot here where his pupil is going to be. And so now we have the approximation where his pupils will be. So I need to first get a mixing apparatus here. We'll get the blue. Now you could have, I think we use this sky blue and then outline it with the darker blue. I was going to do green eyes, but the green that I have is kind of lime green. It's not, I don't know, green's an odd color. So we'll make his eyes baby blue. Come on. I got hell of a seal on this stuff. And it doesn't take much. It's just going to be a drop. Now, Tom Warden, when he painted his pilots, he used a 1-hair brush. I ain't going to go that crazy. But let's load the brush. I think that that might be too light. So we'll try the darker blue here. You kind of got to stay, come on, within the realm of reality. That's probably too dark, so we'll mix the two together. That's pretty close. The thing about eyes, especially with pilot figures like this, you don't want to make them the blue part too big. That way he looks like he's bug-eyed. So we're just going to take and go around the black dot that we had there. And he's got cat eyes there now. I might have to use a different brush. I got a finer brush here. I'll come back with the scalpel and pick out any of the spots that are not right. Try to leave a little bit of white on the bottom side of the I don't know what they call that blue part, the iris. Yep. I'm going to get him cross-eyed looking. Yep, I got him a little cross-eyed, so we'll get the knife and scrape it. Gonna have to change out the blade. It's got goop on it. As you can tell from yesterday, I really whacked the crap out of that guy. He cut more than 50% of him off, and that's okay, because he weighed he weighed too much anyway. I would say now he's probably in the less than a half-ounce range, and that'll suffice. So we'll get a little pick here. Pick off the bottom. That looks pretty good. So now I need the black. That's pewter gray. Where did I do with the black? Chocolate sprinkle. That's, oh, black's over here. So at least I got the knife over here. Now I can open these up without a problem. I know this is not a, you know, a hallelujah type video, pilot figure painting or whatever, and there is plenty of them, but you watch what he looks like after I put the wash on him. So now I'm going to take the small brush and just, we'll get it just a black dot in the center of the iris, his pupil. Shit, I think I'm going to need better glasses. I can't hardly see what I'm doing. That looks pretty good. It's ever so slight. Less is more. Oh, great, Craig. Less is more when you're doing a pilot. Got the black out, and I might as well fill in the nostrils of his nose. So, like I say, less is more. This is a shadow. course, I'll wash that off some. Okay, so we need a little white now. The eyes have a glare to them. So if you want to look realistic, it's got to have a glare. Probably should get a bottle of water. Let me get a little water here in this. The eyes have a slight glare to them, and I'll use white to show the angle of the sunlight. So I fill that nose in pretty dark, so we're just going to get the water on this and kind of wash it. You don't want them to have boogers in there. So we're going to kind of pull that black down in the laugh lines for shading and under the lip. You'll be surprised with the techniques that I'm doing here. He will appear fairly realistic. These pilot figures they suck anyway, but what are you gonna do? I mean, that's what we got. So I got the Snow White. That's probably antique parchment. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just a dot of white. 2 likes. All right. 4 watchers, 2 likes. So what you want to do is get just a small dot of white on the end of your brush. Very, very, there ain't no paint on it at all. And you kind of want to keep this in the same direction too. So we're going to do it. Let's see, he's got his head. We're going to do it to the right, to the top. So 1 dot in the corner of his eye. I mean, and it is tiny. You see that little dot right there? So now we got 2 dots on there, and he I don't know. He needs some work. We're going to doctor him up a little bit. So now eyebrows and shadows. We're not going to paint his eyebrows black. We're going to use a darker brown. Even though he's a blonde hair character. And I'm going to thin that brown out a little bit because it's kind of a wash, you know. And eyebrows go from the center of the nose right here, and if you hold a pencil on it from the tip of the nose through the corner of the eye and where it intersects at the end, that's where they stop. And I kind of learned that from art school. And we're going to use black as a kind of an eyeliner. He might look like a chick when I'm done. I don't know. Eyelashes are always super dark. So let me get the paper towel here. You got to be sick to go through all this kind of stuff. But like I said, I've said over and over again, when I'm building these airplanes, I look at them as a piece of art. So So now we're going to get a little black on the end of the brush. I will try to get comfortable and do this in front of the camera. Set it down. Get most of the paint off the brush here. I think I might have overdid it there, and we get a little. Let me get the knife and scrape it off. And that's the nice thing about this is there are no mistakes. You got to be ever so light-handed with the black eyeliner. So now I need I painted his eyebrows a brown, but there's no depth to the eye socket, so we gotta take a little black and put it in the brown to darken it up a little. Get a little water on this. And we're going to go inside, underneath the eyebrow and above the eye. For the eyelid. I don't know if I like him or not. Well, we'll wait until we get a little wash on him, see what he looks like. Little mustache on him. I didn't realize you couldn't see what I was doing there. And we'll wait to see what it looks like before I go too crazy on anything, because the paint changes color as it dries. That's not bad. Okay, so I suppose let's see, what did I do for that? I did a little bit of that tan, light mocha. We're gonna finish getting off his underneath his neck. So all the spots that are on the underside of the chin, under the eyebrow, whatever, those have to be a darker shade, and that's just shadowing. So Yesterday I did his cheek on the other side, but I didn't do it on this side, so I need to get that done. Just kind of mush it in there. If it was a woman, you'd be using red here, but oh, what happened to his nose here? We need a little bit of white, a little tan for the bridge of his nose. Just have some fun with him. I mean, I think I am going to cut his ears off though, and I'll show you what I'm going to do there. So yesterday I did his hair. And I think we'll just leave him like that before we get him washed. Okay, so I'm going to clean this brush out here. We're going to go to a bigger brush. And we're going to give him a red snap-on jacket. So we use the red. I have this is flamingo red, and the other one is a candy apple red. So we'll use candy apple. Let's see, we'll use that brush for the wash because it looks like it has stiff bristles. So I want a base coat of red on his shirt or jacket or whatever. Looks like it's probably going to take 2 coats. Yeah, definitely take 2 coats. You got to have his Dr. Pepper snap-on jacket on. We'll put a black collar on it. I even got some silver because the inside of that cockpit is going to be done with this acrylic paint. It's not going to be done with dope. Because the inside of the cockpit would not be shiny, it would be flat. And keeping in Dr. Pepper colors, which is a crimson, that crimson, I'll give him a crimson shirt with a silver zipper. So while we wait for this to kind of dry up, first coat, any questions from anybody on anything that I built or done or intend on doing? I hope I explained the canopy painting yesterday. Most of this stuff is, I don't know, pretty common. I think we're going to cut his ears off though, and we're going to build some earmuffs with a, a headset with a strap going over the top. So let's paint that shirt yellow, or should I? Yeah, yellow shirt would probably look best instead of a red. We'll do the collar flaps. Collar flaps in the darker red with black accent. And the wash will make him look more realistic. So, we need to do a shirt here. Got a yellow t-shirt on. That looks like it'll take a few coats too. You know, this is these model airplanes are not scale. You know, nothing's ever going to be perfect. You just try to make it, you know, as best as you possibly can. And you're really the only person you have to please. You know, you may not like my pilot painting. And that's okay. Because you don't own the airplane. I do. I'm the guy who has to look at it. There we go. So basically what I'm saying is, you know, make yourself happy. Keep painting, keep farting, keep sanding. Whatever it takes to make you happy. Let's do a wash on his hair and see what he looks like. So you want to take some black in the brush, like yay, and you want to get it in the water till it's basically water. And we're going to go over the top of his head here. With the water and black. Kind of go from his part line out. We're going to highlight that part line with a little white too, so which would be a light reflection. Oh. But as you can see, he's coming to life. We're going to do his forehead in a wash too and get those, if you remember, I took the Dremel and I cut some laugh lines or wrinkles in his crow's feet and wrinkles. We're going to wash that too with this black. And if it gets too out of control, you can wipe it off. This is just black water. A little bit more black paint in there. And we might put a little gray in his hair too. Put some wings on him. A little gray in his mustache maybe. I'm afraid that, yeah, it's a good thing yeah, there we go. You see here, I got a little carried away. Got a little bit too much of the black in there. We'll just take some paper towel and make it disappear. Ah! Did it again. That's loaded too much black on that. Of course, his ears are going to be covered anyway, so let's thin that black out some. That's just too much. Okay. Now the next step here is kind of dangerous because you could screw them up good. We're gonna wash in those laugh lines, but you better make damn sure that the brush is well thinned out. So I gotta catch those lines there. The crow's feet. I got too much cheek crap on them. And as I stated, I think I'm going to cut the ears off. You can't really make a mistake because all you got to do is let them dry and go back over them. Keep fussing with him until he looks the way you want him to look. So we got if you look here, I got the laugh lines in the forehead and the crow's feet in the eye on one side. So we need to get that other one on the other side. So back to the water. Back to the black. Got to wash it real good till you want to get it so it just barely comes off the brush. And then ever so slightly just highlight it. Let's see, how's he look? Not looking too bad. So I need to soften up the mustache here some. He got my mustache on him. So now the jacket is it's just red and yellow. It doesn't look very realistic. So you want to, let's see, I use candy apple and we want to use the burgundy or flamenco for the collar. We'll go back over the other red tomorrow. Because he's going to have to set this. You can't just, this paint is water based and you can't just keep painting over and over and over and over it like you can with dope or whatever. It's got to be dry because one coat will pull into the next or pull down to the base. So we'll go around the collar here. And I don't think that's I don't even think that's going to be enough. As soon as I'm done here, I'll set him in the cockpit to show you what he's going to look like. But I will tell you this, you don't want any of the original Williams Brothers plastic showing. That looks like crap. You say, well, there's not much difference between the two reds. Yeah, well, you'll be able to see that in the sunlight. It'll jump right out. We're also going to wash under the collar for the shadow too. And of course the zipper. Eric Von Zipper. And for you guys who don't know who Eric Von Zipper is, he's played on Beach Blanket Bingo with Annette Funicello. And who is Annette Funicello? Well, she's part of the Mickey Mouse Club. I know, some of you guys, most of the guys my age, you know who all those people are, but if you're under 50, you probably don't know who they are. Maybe not even 50. Okay, so now I want to take a little black. Yeah, let's see how he looks on screen. I can't tell. I guess he don't look too bad. What do you guys think? Only took 2.5 hours to do him. Oh, shoot. About killed myself there. He needs a... Need to wash that a little more. I guess this one will go down in my videos just like my gold leaf for dummies. You can't do that. Well, I just did it. And the way that I did gold leaf was not correct for the guys that know. You couldn't turn that leaf because I used dope for sizing. But he doesn't look too bad. So let's, I'm going to have to wait another day for him to dry up to do what I need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up all these paints and let's wash out the brushes, and I'll set the airplane up here and we'll set him in and get a look at him, see what he looks like. See if I'm going to like him. If not, I can take water and wipe him off and start again. So the box is here. Any questions, guys? See, we got 8 viewers. Should have 8 likes. I only got 6. What the heck's going on? I know some people just hate me so much they give me a thumbs down just for the hell of it. But now I have a pilot painting supply of crap. Let me wash this out and then we'll set the plane up here. There is no finer pilot painter than Don Typod. And if you want to see how to do it correctly, get the video from Bob Hunt. He's at Robin's View Productions, can be found in the vendors section of Stunt Hangar. And I think that video is probably 20 bucks. What the heck? What's 20 bucks? Okay, I got this mess cleaned up. Okay. Wondering how the scale shoestring flew. It flew fine. I mean, it didn't have to do much. What did it have to do? Climb and dive, and it's not going to be a stunner or anything. You know, it flew all right. For what it is. Got me 3rd place at the Nats for my first time out. Got me 1st in sports scale at Brodax, so it did its job. And I would have done better at the Nats had my cowl not flown off. My dumb mistake for thinking magnets are okay to hold cowls on. They're not. Yes, I still have it. Oh, I don't want that. I want to set the airplane in the cradle. I don't want to put that back up there. I have quite a few airplanes. Okay. Let's get a look and see what he looks like. As I stated, I think I'm going to cut his ears off and put the headset on him. There he is. Can't really see him that good. Let me make this bigger and see what it looks like. If it was up to me, they wouldn't have a pilot, but my S6B Supermarine, which I still have, everybody wanted me to boy, that's slow. There we go. Hey, he doesn't look too bad. What do you guys think? Is that gonna do the trick? Escape. This is great. I got to paint a pilot in the next week or so. I'm going to save this video, paint my pilot along with this video. Yeah, this is the finish of that. And you can use that Walmart cheap 50-cent acrylic apple blossom or whatever paint. And that's what I use. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to use testers, you know, enamel, but the pilots always had a shine on them. And that didn't look very realistic. So the texture in his hair, the shadowing, the laugh lines, they all, I mean, you gotta, these pilots are so damn small, you gotta be right up on top of the damn thing to look at it, but if somebody's that close or too close to my airplane. But I think it'll be just fine. Of course, then the inside, this all in here, I'll get painted black, and I bought some silver paint. They do sell silver for the gauge ring, and I'll do like Al Rabe does, like I did on my other Tucker, where I'm not gonna go crazy and make, you know, a full cockpit. We'll just take and paint a couple circles on for gauges, and that's good enough. Picking out a little bit of crapola out of there. The batting, I could add batting around the outside here, but I'll just paint it on like I did the Tucker Special, the small one. I'll just paint the black foam padding that goes on there around there, and instead of adding a headrest, I'll just paint a black spot behind his head. When you glue these pilots in on these open canopy things, make sure you glue his head to the back to the headrest too. Because if you don't, my S6B Supermarine, the pilot started nodding his head along with the engine. And that's a disaster. That's an ejection looking to happen. So I just ended up putting clear silicone on that. But the correct fix is to glue his head like I did in my shoestring to the headrest. Just one dab of epoxy on the back of his head when you stick him in there, and that'll be good enough. I mean, you just mark out where it is, and that's it. Well, that's about all I got. Any other questions on building or what I've got? Oh, I did work on the tip. I'll show you this here. When I glued this tip on and I sanded up to the cap strip, I must have sanded with my hands this way because it had a groove in it. So I did fill that in, so that really bothered me, because I know darn well that if I could feel it like it was, it would show up big time in the paint. So I've filled it and sanded this with 600. And you can't feel the dip there anymore, so that's but I'm not going to go too much crazier on this. If I went around and fixed every bugaboo with some the acryl green. Hey Mike, if I went around and fixed every bugaboo with acryl green or some type of other filler, this airplane would pick up weight like you can't believe. So you got to know when to say enough is enough, and we're gonna, you hide certain things with part of the paint scheme. If you got a hard spot on it, on your fuselage or whatever, you just run a scallop or a stripe right along that edge. Don't try to hide those edges. Accent them. Like when you do a cowl break or whatever, use the cowl line as it would be an ink line, and then ink line from there, so you're incorporating it into part of the paint job. That's how I do it. But some of the guys, they spend 1,000,000 hours sanding and getting everything absolutely perfect. This is as good as my Thunderbolt was. So as far as the sanding goes, there might need to do a little bit right there. I'm seeing a kind of a light line, but I don't want to use any primer, because all that primer adds weight. And the only primer on this airplane is what you see here. There's a little bit when I molded the canopy in, a little bit on the tip, a little bit on this part right here. I mean, there's not even a quarter can of primer on this. It's all been doped. And all this white is clear with white tint in it. Oh, wait a minute. We might have painted one light coat of white on it. I can't remember. But it doesn't matter. It's 54 ounces or 53 ounces, somewhere in there right now. I swapped out the tank for the big CAS tank. I don't know how much difference in weight that is than a clunk tank, but these clunk tanks are heavy. I guess we could see. That way it'll give me an idea. Let's take that off. Oh, he ejected. Okay, so let's get the Allen wrench. This is one of those 28,000 yen carbon tanks. Now this one here is a big one for a PA-75, but the other one's exactly the same, only like 3/4 of an inch shorter. So this is the tank. It's a clunk tank made of carbon fiber. Let's see what it weighs. The other one will be a little lighter than this because it's a little smaller. It weighs 37 to 39 grams, so it's 1.3 ounces. 1.3 on that, and this clunk doesn't even have a stopper in it. Let's see where the heck that is. I just had it in my hand. Come on. You guys see where I set it? Yep. No, this is a 4 ounce. Or is that a 6? No, that's a 6. So I had 1.3 on that tear. With the stopper, you're looking at probably close to 2 ounces. Yeah, you can replace the clunk if you cut the back off, glue it back on, but no, you can't replace the clunk in them. This one here is pretty thick. It's about, I think it's 1.25 inches thick. But just that right there will lighten the nose of the airplane up 1 ounce. And when I go to the Medusa spinner, that'll lighten it up another 3/4 to 1 ounce. So if you're going to play the weight game, it's going to cost you. How's Dennis, Michael? Hope he's doing okay. We've been on 59 minutes, so we wasted an hour. Sure doesn't seem like it when you're having fun. So I still got some work to do. Sand this 3M simple green off. And he says he's hanging in there. Good. We'll see him next year then. Yeah. 13 watchers and only 9 likes. I guess there might have been 10, but somebody took it back. Whatever. I'm to the point I don't care. If somebody dislikes the video, go somewhere else. Okay, so we got current viewers 0, current viewers 12. I don't understand what's up with YouTube. Stream settings, have no clue. All right, 1 hour, 1 minute. I appreciate you watching. Tomorrow night's Rusty's, or not Rusty, Charles will be hosting the hangout, and you can see him there. You probably won't see me there. I might be on Tuesday, and that'll be 7 o'clock. So until I see you then, fair winds, tight lines. See ya.